Okay, so going into this fight, I am team Oleksandr Usyk, and I think Oleksandr Usyk will win this fight via unanimous decision. But with all that aside, I'm going to go through how I believe both guys will approach the fight and how the fight is won. So I'm going to go through each guy's possible game plan and how I think they could be approaching this fight in order to win it. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we'll start off first of all with Oleksandr Usyk. How does he win this fight? I honestly feel like, I said in my prediction video for this fight, I feel like Oleksandr Usyk needs to close down that gap. And, fight in mid-range. Don't let Fury get full extension in his punches. Otherwise, that's where Usyk will be in trouble if Fury's able to keep him at bay with his jab. But Usyk, I feel like, needs to fight in mid-range and also try and get up close as well and get some work done. Because, Fury's, I think he's got an 85 centimeter reach or something. Usyk's got like a 78 centimeter reach. So, there's stuff in that. Usyk needs to close down that gap. And when you do, Fury struggles. We saw it when Francis Ngannou was able to close down the gap against Tyson Fury. Ngannou was able to, fight in mid-range well and, get the better of, some inside exchanges as well. We also saw what Otto Wallin was able to do when, Otto Wallin had some good success at being able to shut down that gap. And that's what Usyk needs to do, but I feel like he'd be better at doing it than what they were. Usyk's even more clever. Usyk's got very clever feints to get in there, and that's what Usyk needs to do. He needs to always be feinting his way in, having that bounce around on the outside and all that. And, Usyk needs to be unpredictable, when he's in, out. He needs to really be unpredictable, and that's what I think he will be doing. And needs to shut down that gap, needs to get on the inside, because I feel like that is where Fury does struggle. Like, Fury can get some success on the inside, but Usyk will be the better inside fighter than what Fury will be. I feel like Usyk will come into this fight and target the body of Fury. That is what needs to be done. Usyk needs to target the body. As you're the smaller man, you need to target the body. And, Usyk's feints to the body, feints up top. He's very, very, very clever with what he does. So I feel like Usyk's really going to be trying to trick Tyson Fury. He's going to, feint up to the head, then go to the body, just doing all sorts of ways. That's what Usyk needs to do. And, Usyk needs to be moving around a lot as well, needs to be changing angles. Usyk needs to try and push the pace. I feel like Usyk, ideally wants a quick start here. That is why I think Usyk should want a quick start. And Usyk needs to try and be pushing the pace from the beginning. Get the respect of Tyson Fury. Try and land a big shot on him early to try and make sure he can respect the power. That is what I think Usyk will do. And because, there's so many people saying, oh, Usyk doesn't have power or anything like that. Fury might think Usyk's just going in there to outbox him and, won't really put it on him. But Usyk does need to put it on him a bit and, show his power, because I do believe Usyk's power is underrated. Do I think he'll be good enough to knock Fury out? No. But as I said in my prediction video, I think he's got good enough power to cause Tyson Fury problems. And, that's what he needs to do. He needs to get respect from the off, in my opinion. Oleksandr Usyk. That's what he needs to do. Needs to be very smart with what he does. And yeah, Usyk just needs to do his normal thing by, being able to outwork Fury and, throwing, more punches each round than Fury, because that is what Usyk needs to do. The judges will be in favor of Fury. Usyk needs to make sure he's throwing a lot in this fight, and he needs to pick up as many rounds as possible, because the closer this fight is, if it goes to decision, it will most likely be given to Fury. So Usyk needs to be convincing here. And, like we all know how great Usyk's cardio is and how good his volume is. That is what he needs to do. And also, I feel like as well, I don't think Usyk should be taking too many rounds off here as well. I feel like he needs to try and keep the same pace for the whole fight. I feel like against Fury, you can't risk giving up rounds. That's the thing, especially here where I feel like Turki Al-Sheikh will be in favor of Fury and, well, all that, like he will be. So, Usyk can't afford to give up too many rounds and needs to keep the same pace for the whole fight, in my opinion. And I feel like that's what he will do. His cardio, I feel like it's going to be the best it's ever been. And I don't think Usyk's going to give up too many rounds because I feel like him and his team know the risk. So that's going to be interesting. I just feel like Usyk just needs to be perfect, to be fair. And let's be real as well. Usyk needs to come into this fight and be cautious of body shots, and I feel like that's what he will be. Usyk will be cautious of body shots coming into this fight, and have a good tight guard. It's going to be interesting. Usyk needs to be on the inside, get out well as well, bounce around well, and Usyk needs to find as many ways as possible to keep away from the long reach of Fury, because if Fury can hit him with a big shot and with full extent in his punches, then Usyk could be in trouble, to be fair. Don't let Fury tee off on you. And Usyk needs to find a way around as well from not letting Fury bully him. Usyk, I feel like, needs to try and stay out of these clinches, in my opinion. It's going to be difficult, but don't let Fury lean on him. Don't let him, fully be able to gash you out. But again, as I said, Usyk's cardio, I feel like, will be the best it's ever been coming into this fight. He can't afford to allow Tyson Fury to tire him out coming into this one. Otherwise, he'll be in trouble, because Tyson Fury, he's got all the great ability of being able to tire you out by leaning on you because he's the much bigger guy. Usyk needs to find ways around that, in my opinion. Next up, Tyson Fury's game plan. How will he come into this fight? I feel like Tyson Fury, I feel like he's going to want to fight at a range here. I feel like he'll want to fight at range. But I also feel like he's going to try and find ways to lure Oleksandr Usyk in as well. But I don't know. It's interesting. Fury's going to try and keep him at range for quite a bit as well, but also try and lure Usyk into his punches. That is a difficult ask, though. That is, when you're dealing with someone like Oleksandr Usyk, someone who's as clever as him, it's going to be hard to, fully go on and lure him into your punches. But Fury, I feel like, will try and find ways to do so. As I said as well, Fury needs to be leaning on Usyk, needs to find ways. Fury needs to use his strength in this fight in order to win. He needs to try and gas Usyk out as much as possible. And I feel like here, again, Fury's, as well as Usyk is, Fury's also going to come into this fight with a great gas tank. He seemed to have lost weight, and I feel like he's done the right thing by doing that. Fury needed to lose weight coming to this fight, and he has done. I feel like Fury could look even more agile than he has done before. Fury's movement has to be on point here. Needs to be extremely unpredictable, because both guys are. And yeah, obviously we saw Fury against Ngannou. Fury was not agile enough at all, wasn't showing his head movement. Here, I think he will. Lost the weight, that is what he needed to do, and it'd be easier for his movement and all that. But yeah, I feel like, again, Fury needs to find ways to target the body, but don't be predictable by doing it, though. That's the thing, because again, I said in my prediction video, when you're fighting a smaller guy, it is hard to really be able to target the body because they're smaller than you. Then you'll kind of be leaning over your punches. Fury needs to find other ways in order to do this, in my opinion. And yeah, Fury needs to try and target the body of Usyk, because I think we all know Usyk is kind of weak there. He is. So Fury needs to try and target the body, needs to use lots of feints. And I don't think Fury's going to be able to outsmart Usyk. So I feel like, yes, Fury needs to use his strength and try and match the cardio him. And Fury needs to, again, like Usyk, Fury needs a high punch volume per round to try and match Usyk. Because I feel like Fury's going to come into this fight knowing, the punch volume and the work rate of Oleksandr Usyk. I feel like Fury needs to try and match Oleksandr Usyk. That is what he needs to do, in my opinion. But if he can tire him out, then it'll be interesting. And if Fury can keep Usyk at range and frustrate him, then that's his fight. And if Fury can get full extension in his punches, Usyk could be in trouble if Usyk can't shut that gap down. And that's what Fury's going to have to try and do here. But Fury does struggle against southpaws, though, which is interesting. And Usyk's going to use that against Fury. But Fury as well, I feel like a shot that Fury needs to use here is his uppercut from range. I feel like that could be a deadly shot, and he needs to, get Oleksandr Usyk's respect from that uppercut at range. that is what he needs to do, because it's a dangerous punch. When Usyk's coming in, Fury needs to have that uppercut ready to go, in my opinion, because you never know, he could catch Oleksandr Usyk off guard. It's going to be interesting, and possibly when Usyk's coming in, that is when he does try and, shoot to the body. It's going to be interesting to see. It really will be. But yeah, can't wait for this fight. I've done my prediction video of saying I think Oleksandr Usyk will be able to outbox Tyson Fury, and I do believe that Oleksandr Usyk will win the fight. Make sure you check out my prediction video if you haven't already, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Come on.